Is the US dollar really the king of all currencies? And if so, why? These questions have been bandied about in financial circles and beyond for years, and the answers lie in a complex web of historical, economic, and geopolitical factors. The US dollar's dominance is not an accident but rather the result of a series of strategic decisions, events, and circumstances. Think about it. When you picture a dollar bill, what do you see? Likely the familiar visage of George Washington or perhaps Benjamin Franklin. But this universally recognizable currency is more than just a piece of paper. It's a symbol of economic power, a linchpin of global trade, and a safe haven for investors worldwide. So why does the US dollar hold such an exalted position? To understand this, we must first recognize that the dominance of the US dollar is a reality that impacts us all. Whether you're an economist analyzing market trends, a business owner making international transactions, or a traveler exchanging currency, the prominence of the US dollar has ripple effects that touch every corner of the globe. From the price of your morning coffee to the stability of your country's economy, the influence of the US dollar is far-reaching. It's the most widely used currency for international transactions and is the world's primary reserve currency, held by central banks and institutional investors globally. This dominance didn't happen overnight. It's a story that spans decades, rooted in the aftermath of World War II and shaped by a host of economic, political, and strategic factors. It's a story of resilience, strength, and sometimes controversy. However, the US dollar's reign is not unchallenged. Other currencies like the euro and the Chinese yuan are growing in influence and could potentially disrupt the status quo. But for now, the US dollar continues to hold the throne. To uncover the reasons behind this dominance, we need to delve into the pages of history. The story begins in 1944, with the Bretton Woods Agreement. This seminal event in financial history was a gathering of the world's leading economic powers in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire. The aim? To design a new global monetary system in the aftermath of World War II. The outcome was the creation of the US dollar as the world's primary reserve currency. This meant that other countries would hold dollars in their foreign exchange reserves, thereby strengthening the currency's global standing. But the Bretton Woods Agreement did more than just cement the dollar's status. It also established fixed exchange rates and gold convertibility, which further bolstered the dollar's power. Countries could now exchange their currencies for dollars, which were in turn convertible into gold. This gave the dollar a perceived stability and value that was unmatched by any other currency. Now let's fast forward to the post-World War II era. The United States emerged from the war as a major economic and industrial force. While other nations grappled with the devastation of war, the US was relatively unscathed and was able to rapidly expand its economy. This economic boom was not confined to domestic borders. It extended to reconstruction efforts in war-torn regions, contributing to global economic stability. The US dollar, as the currency of this rising superpower, became the obvious choice for international trade and investment. But the story doesn't end there. The post-war period also marked the start of the Cold War. The US, as one of the two superpowers, wielded considerable influence over global politics and economics. This further entrenched the dominance of the US dollar. In sum, the Bretton Woods Agreement, coupled with the US's post-war economic prowess and geopolitical influence, created a perfect storm for the dollar's ascendance. These historical factors laid the groundwork for the US dollar's global supremacy. The sheer size and strength of the US economy play a significant role in the dollar's dominance. Just consider gross domestic product, or GDP, which is a measure of a nation's overall economic activity. The United States boasts the largest GDP in the world, outpacing other major economies. This economic clout translates into financial power, which bolsters the standing of the US dollar. Moving on to trade, the United States is a dominant player in the global arena. This dominance means that many international transactions are conducted in US dollars, further entrenching its use. Lastly, let's talk about foreign investment. The United States is often seen as a safe haven for investors around the globe. This confidence attracts foreign capital, which is typically invested in US dollars, reinforcing the currency's strength and stability. In conclusion, the robust US economy has solidified the dollar's standing on the global stage. Wall Street isn't just a street, it's a symbol of America's financial might. This bustling hub, home to the New York Stock Exchange and countless financial institutions, wields a powerful influence over global finance. The transactions that occur here aren't just about buying and selling stocks. They shape economic trends, influence investment decisions, and even sway national economies. But it's not just about Wall Street. The entire financial infrastructure of the United States plays a pivotal role. You see, when we talk about dollarization, we're referring to how the US dollar is used in international transactions. It's the preferred currency for global trade, from oil prices to airline tickets, from international contracts to foreign reserves. This isn't by accident, but a product of a well-oiled financial machine. So there you have it. The well-developed financial infrastructure of the US further cements the dollar's stronghold. The stability of a currency is often a reflection of the stability of its home country. In the case of the United States, political stability has played a significant role in bolstering global confidence in the dollar. The United States, with its robust democratic institutions, is often viewed as a pillar of stability in a world that is frequently rocked by political turbulence. This stability lends credibility to the dollar, making it a dependable choice for international transactions. But political stability isn't the only factor contributing to the dollar's dominance. Another key aspect is the influence of the US military globally. The United States, being one of the world's most formidable military powers, has a strategic presence across the globe. This military capability not only reinforces the country's political stability, but also fosters a sense of security around the world. Military strength also indirectly contributes to economic stability. It ensures the safe passage of trade routes, protects international investments, and upholds the global order that is necessary for economic activity to flourish. In essence, the military power of the United States underpins the global confidence in the dollar. Furthermore, the strategic alliances that the United States has formed over the years have also played a role in reinforcing the dollar's dominance. These alliances, whether they are NATO, the United Nations, or bilateral partnerships, often involve economic agreements that use the dollar as the primary currency. This has helped to further entrench the dollar in the global economy. In summary, the political stability of the United States, its military prowess, and its strategic alliances all contribute to the global dominance of the dollar. These geopolitical factors have created an environment where the dollar is seen as a safe and reliable choice. It's not just about the strength of the American economy, but also the strength of the American state that makes the dollar the currency of choice for many around the world. These geopolitical factors have made the dollar a safe and reliable choice. However, no king reigns forever. The dollar too faces its share of challenges. As we navigate through the labyrinth of global finance, we encounter emerging players that could potentially disrupt the status quo. The euro, for instance, with its broad economic base and unified monetary policy, presents a formidable alternative. The Chinese yuan, backed by the world's second-largest economy, is another contender stepping into the ring. Both currencies are gradually carving out a niche for themselves in international trade and reserve holdings. Yet the ascendancy of these currencies is not without obstacles. The Eurozone's economic disparities and China's capital controls pose significant hurdles. Nonetheless, their growing influence cannot be ignored. They serve as a reminder that the financial landscape is ever evolving, and the dollar's current supremacy is a product of circumstances that could change. The future of the dollar's dominance is not set in stone. So, we've taken a journey through history, economics, finance, and politics to understand why the US dollar reigns supreme. We've seen how the Bretton Woods Agreement set the stage, establishing the US dollar as the world's primary reserve currency. We've explored the role of the United States' economic strength, underpinned by its GDP, trade dominance, and the allure of its financial markets. We've also considered the geopolitical factors, including the stability of the US government and the influence of its military on a global scale. However, we've also acknowledged the emergence of potential challengers, such as the euro and the Chinese yuan. The future of the US dollar's dominance is not set in stone. It's subject to the ebb and flow of global events, the rise and fall of economies, and shifts in the geopolitical landscape. Will the US dollar continue to wear the crown, or will a new king ascend the throne? Only time will tell.